And welcome back to the We'll Take It From Here podcast. Another week, another episode. However, first, we are going to bring you our show's sponsor, because this episode is brought to you by Honest Supplements. Now, Joe, what's Honest Supplements? Well, let me tell you. In a world that is plagued by new illness outbreak every other day, it's important to keep your body performing at its best with the right vitamins and supplements. However, these products can get expensive, especially with rising prices all around us. Honest Supplements has resolved that problem. They mark up all products by just $1, saving their members an average of 50% per product. Yes, that means that the protein you're paying $60 for is only $30 on their website. They have everything from vitamins, sports supplements, recovery, weight loss, CBD, and so much more. It costs just $10 a month or $99 for the entire year to join the Honest Supplements Club. Timmy and I are both members and can advocate for the amount of money that you will save. And do we also mention that all products are third-party lab tested? Because that's the only true way to prove vitamins and supplements actually contain the ingredients that they claim. Don't wait. Go to Honest Supplements right now to join today and start taking better care of your health. And it's right. If you train jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, or just in the gym, you better be taking Honest Supplements. So go to their website, guys. All right. Now it's time for the show. Welcome back, folks. So we'll take it from here with Joe and Timmy. Episode 195, I believe.
I think so.
It is, yeah. And you can see...
There's maybe guess it'll be 280.
It's 287, 397, who knows. Guys, this is update on the studio. We are getting more and more progress each week that we drop an episode. The shed looks different. Called the Shedder Studio. Fuck, it's the studio.
It was a shed. It's slowly become a studio.
Yeah, exactly. And shout out Matt
Bernhardt.
Appreciate your help for doing what would have taken us how long with this backlink?
Dude, we've been at a full week.
Yeah.
He was flying through that.
He was flying.
And he's like, yeah, this first cook got a second. I'm like, second, third. Oh my god, this really take us long.
Yeah, dude, it's perfect. So we're getting there, guys. We have a nice, and we're actually using a new camera we got. So we actually got a camera. We're not using the phone anymore. And we're testing out this new camera. We seem like we're gonna like this one, so if so, we're gonna get another one and have a cool setup.
Dual camera setup. We're using new software for combining the video and audio.
Yeah, so it's just gonna be sick. This is just progress, man.
Yeah,
I like it.
So
I like it.
give us a little slack if the audio is a little different this time.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going some growing pains. Going through some growth.
Guys, also thank you for your support. A lot of the videos that we've been putting up are getting a lot more traction, a lot more views. Obviously, that's thanks to you guys, right?
The comment, share.
Yeah, for sure.
The comment is, fuck you, Joe.
Yeah,
fuck you, Tim. Please, more of those. Listen, actually, please go in the comments and say, fuck you, Joe, or fuck you, Tim.
Yeah, it'll boost the algorithm.
It just knows that we know that you listen.
That's what we love. We love it. Yeah, man, I'm really pumped. I'm like thinking about this. I was on the drive over, man. I was really like, not contemplating, that's not the right word. I was reminiscing on like how far it's come and like how cool this fucking studio is gonna be, dude. Yeah. And how cool it is already, but it's not even done. That's gonna be sick.
I'm excited to get thing. I'm not gonna say what, but we're gonna get something rough here.
Hell yeah.
Finally actually hang up the poster that's been hanging out the front of the table.
Yeah, exactly.
We've been eyeing up new tables too. It's like
I just saw it when I literally pulled up. I saw that. We have good options, but
we had whoever comes joins the show, you gotta see what's like where the camera is, so you don't see this. I mean, that's a little bar set up.
Yeah, and then we have the vents so we can smoke.
Yeah,
listen to how
I'm excited to test that one out.
That's gonna be sick. Well, we tested it out sort of when
but there wasn't any drywall or anything really up, so there was no air seal. You need the air seal for the air to really come out. If there's a bunch of leaks, it can pull from the easiest where for the air to come. So if it's leaking out, to pull that and up the smoke. So now that once it's drywalled up and all the air, we're spray foaming the ceiling.
Let's go.
So yeah, it should help a lot.
Definitely excited. I'm really pumped. Dude, we're recording it's Monday, man. It's usually
Because you played the week before.
The week before, yeah, we go. But we always dab, don't matter. It's good, man. Have to overgo. Hey, you tired lately? I've been fucking tired as shit. And I got really good sleep too, and I'm tired as fuck.
Yeah, we've been fucking burning our kiln. We've been working full time job and doing this shit, and still trying to get the training.
Yeah, dude. Oh, I feel like an ass, dude. I haven't been training as much, but you know what? It's time well spent here.
But not training is not sitting on the sofa at home, fucking twiddling his thumbs or sucking on a log.
I can't remember the last time I sucked on a log. Just kidding. That work used to have.
But yeah, we're fucking, dude. Like this weekend exhausted me. So I actually moved the shed yesterday.
Yeah, dude.
I've rotated with my truck, and my truck's on eBay right now for sale. I doing a bid. So I like the whole time I was sketched out, like, please don't fuck up the truck. Please don't fuck up the truck. I actually pushed. I got it 98% of the way. I had to move it another like foot and a half back. So I'm pushing it with my trailer.
Yeah.
And my roof just fit under the little overhang there.
Dude, I remember.
So stressing out so much.
It made so much sense because it was yesterday. It was on Saturday. I texted you. I was like, "Yo, dude, any chance we could do like let's get the podcast in today so we can train tomorrow?" You're like, I already have plans. And he's like, and then all of a sudden you just text me, you're like, "Yo, I'm gonna move this shed before I sell the Tundra." And literally on Saturday, that whole time we're talking about how you want to sell the Tundra. I was like, thank God he hasn't sold it
yet. Yeah, well, I was like, there's a bunch of things I have to do before selling. I have to go pick up my trailer from my in-laws, but I was like, I have to move the shed, or else like I can't do this in my head. I'm gonna rent a truck from Home Depot to do this. Like, no,
fuck that shit.
I have the Tundra now. I'm gonna do it, but I had to be careful. It was like I had my buddy come over. I was like, I live this way, so I go, do you want to come over and just watch me do something stupid?
Yeah, I love it.
I'm gonna push the shed. And he's like, how are you gonna do this? No way. And like, dude, I have a big party tent. It's a 20 by 30 tent. If you came to my house on a party, you would have seen the tent. I usually use those 50-gallon drums of barrels, plastic ones, filled with water to hold the tent down. But they come with big stakes. They're like 30 foot tall, and they're like probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches in diameter. Put it on the ground, and I was using the strap to pull against that, like a pulley. Bent the first one and started pulling it out. So I put a second one. I put 3 in the ground, and I had it like probably 4 times. I had to re-put them in the ground because it was pulling it out.
Yeah.
Just rotate this shit.
That's wild. Yeah, I don't even know how you do it. Like when we're like building all this, obviously Timmy's the handy one and teaching me. And I don't like. There's just a lot of things that because you've been doing this your entire life, like
literally my whole life. I have up until the age of 13, I was getting Legos for Christmas.
Yeah,
actually, I think it was probably even up to 18. But basically, like that was all I did when I was a kid.
Yeah, no, but I mean, it shows because when there's things. The one thing that I've learned with construction right now is you make it work.
Yeah.
So like, oh, this is the plan. Oh, it didn't work. Okay, well maybe if we just kick your foot up on there and do that, or maybe we'll just cut this off and just no, we gotta redo. We gotta cut a hole here. I'm like, for me, wanting everything to be perfect, it's so. But for me, it's a little anxiety. But then it's like, oh no, that actually works. Yeah, that works when you do it.
My favorite. Matt said when we're doing this back on the drywall, you're like, fuck, did I fuck this up? And Matt's like, it's drywall. You can't fuck it up. Yeah, you can't fuck it up. You can just put more spackle on it.
Yeah,
stuff like that. So, yeah, it's good. And you saw how much like the level of difference with mechanical experience doing this stuff, like with between you and I, and then that comes in and just fucking run circles around me.
Yeah.
It's like there's levels to everything.
Yeah, dude.
And he's just fucking flying through it all. Like all this spackle was him. And this, first coat, and we're gonna come through and sand it all, but it's fun.
It is fun. Yeah, this is a project. This is a project, sure. It's all fun though. Probably.
I also wanted to rotate the shed before we hit a spackle in case it twisted and something and the spackle cracked. I didn't want to have to do that. Well, after like we painted everything and removed it, and stuff looked bad. So yeah,
no, thank God it seemed good.
Yeah,
loving it. McDonald's, baby. Anyway, I'm
loving it.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
Okay. Skipping the gym and every McDonald's tonight.
Yeah. I'm gonna cut some fucking pecorino romano cheese. That's how it's Italian now, bro. Wow. Imported spaghetti.
I don't know. My buddy of mine from college told me that. Like, that's like,
yeah, but hold on. But that's you too.
Yeah, I know. That's why I can say it.
I know.
You know what else can say that?
No, but whatever we want. Shit, isn't that how it works? Yo, so on Saturday when I was coming over here, man, I was telling you about listening to that really sick episode, right? If you guys haven't seen it yet, definitely look at Tucker Carlson's interview with Sam.
Let's take a step back. Joe comes over Saturday. I tried to take 2 days off. I actually tried a week for no coffee. Had some today. So Joe comes over, completely juiced up with his coffee, but you came off a sales call feeling it, man.
I was doing well.
You were dude. You ever just like have a big bro and you just feel like
yeah.
You came in the house like that.
Yeah.
I'm like groggy, no coffee, and like, dude, what? And I'm like trying to like get some energy to match your level. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna let him go.
So I was sleep tired. Yeah, well, I was coming off a really good call, a really good morning, and I was like, all right, this is gonna be fun. We were supposed to record it, and then we're gonna work on the shed.
Well, we tried to record it, and then we didn't have the right cable length for the camera. So we run to Best Buy. We got the camera, and then Matt showed up. And we're like, okay, we're back on Matt's here. We're on Matt's time now, so we can do the recording Monday.
Fuck yeah. That was good. But yeah, no, I was listening to.
Yeah, so you come in hot talking about this stuff.
Well, and this isn't the first time I've heard the theory of what AI, right?
Yeah.
But if you haven't, and take away your opinions for Tucker Carlson, whichever side you're on, this is a fucking genius.
He's pretty good on the interview.
Yeah.
You don't have to agree with him, but he's good on it.
Very good. This is a genius interview. I'm not overplaying that. The way he sets up this interview, I don't want to ruin it for you. Definitely look it up. Just put in Google Tucker Carlson interview with Sam Altman, right? I think it's him. Yeah. He's the founder of.
He's the CEO or president of OpenAI.
So then it got me thinking about AI because he brings up a really.
I think Elon Musk was on the board.
He was, and they had a falling out.
Yeah. According to Elon, what I heard him say was that they started charging. That's against the philosophy of what they were. So
yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, go
on. No, but I mean, he does mention that he had a falling out with Elon. Then it got me thinking about, and this isn't the first time about AI, but AI. Look, AI and what they're presenting it is they're working on it, right? Of what we've seen, like ChatGPT and like the systems, like how the systems we're using now. It's always had AI.
Yeah.
But now it's like getting to a different level, right? And AI is helpful. It does make things more seamless, a little bit easier. And
businesses start to use it with the editing.
We're starting to use it with the editing. Yeah. See, like it's not that like I'm going to poo-poo on it and then be like, oh, I'm never using it. Like we're using it, right? But then there's getting to a point where it's like, how far does it go? And one of the things, and like I said, watch the interview again, or just watch the interview. Tucker brings up how he, in his opinion, how if AI is gonna become like a religion, in a so to speak. And when Sam asks him, well, what do you mean about that? He says something about how humans look to something that is more powerful than it, that has a set of codes, but OpenAI doesn't know its set of codes or core values, right? Yet. And it will look to that as a more powerful entity, right? And then he's like, well, think about it. It's like, he's a Christian, Tucker, so he thinks he's like, I know what Christianity stands for, what it doesn't stand for, and there's God, right? So I started thinking about it. I was like, why did we even create AI in the first place? Like, I get that there's a lot of help that it'll do, but going back to like the discussions we've had in the past with our brains being the source of power, the actual intelligence, like we have the intelligence inside us. Why do we need an artificial intelligence? See what I mean?
Kind of. I mean, it's every tool starts out at like, what was the laptop? It's to be able to, record stuff, whatever. And next thing you know, we're having podcasts and streaming on it. So everything just snowballs. And one person gets that idea, and then that person creates something, and it's get passed to someone else. Like, oh, that's cool. I can do this with it. And tools end up getting used differently than how it was originally intended. And that's where growth comes from. But then things get legs and start walking on their own. Like that's the problem with the scariness with the AI stuff, is we don't know how much it can take off, do its own thing. So, I mean, why did we create it? It's a tool. It's like, why did we create a car? Why did we create a fork? It's the same reason. It's to make the life more convenient, easier, and work through things and hopefully progress things forward in a positive way. Everything has this positive, negative.
Sure.
Automotive amazing. But there's car chases, there's car accidents, there's deaths and whatever. But the AI, like, I think the philosophical question you're asking is like, why are we making it an intelligence and not just a computer, basically?
Yeah.
It's not just an algorithm, it's thinking, where the goal seems to be like it's thinking like a human being, or better, like some kind of being.
Sure. Now, and that's the thing is like,
is that what your question is?
Yes, though, 100%. It's like, yes, I get that. If you look at ChatGPT, in the matter of an instant, it shoots everything at you, right? And it does it quicker than the human mind can do it. But that's just the limitation we put on ourselves, right? But do you really need that artificial super intelligence when the real intelligence we have is, I guess that's because artificial is supposed to be like it's natural, but we have that natural intelligence inside of us.
Artificial, not natural.
Artificial, not natural. Got it. So, yeah, that's not loud. That was dark. Natural. We have the natural. It's been long.
It's Monday.
Yeah. No, seriously. Natural intelligence inside us that has done so much over humanity, or for humanity over history. And sure, you do adapt and you do look for ways to evolve, and this may coincide, but you had Elon Musk talking about putting chips in people, right?
Yeah.
Like, at what point
he's doing it?
Yeah. Like, at what point do you say enough? Like, hey, time out. We don't need that. And look, they're always going to present it with, oh, well, everyone's going to have a choice until the wrong person gets their hands on it, and then no one has a choice.
See, well, I don't think it's like that's the end line. I think it's just like, okay, no, that's too far in that direction, and things move, right? Like, social media came out, and then there's restrictions for underage people. Like YouTube has like for kids, or like and there's rating systems for movies and videos. Like, so things get to a level, and then we put bumpers on like in bowling for certain content and whatnot, and like not to get into the political realm, but like with firearms, like there's laws in place of not a 2-year-old can't buy a gun, whatever the case may be, right? A 5-year-old can't get a driver's license, so like, oh, okay, no, this is a good tool, but we need restrictions on it because unchecked can do dumb shit.
Correct. I agree.
Technically speaking, dumb shit. So that, like, I don't know if it's going to come to a point where like, no, that's the limit. We're not going further than that. I think it's no, that feature that no, we don't like that, or it can't do that, or whatever the case may be. It's like, no, but we're not going to not move it forward still. And it's just not in that direction.
Yeah, but going back to like, I see your point, but don't you see how at a certain point, if the wrong person with the wrong intentions gets their hand on it, it doesn't matter the limitations put in place because this thing is meant to evolve. And then at a certain point, do you think it's feasible that it evolves on its own and starts, I guess I don't know if the right term would be code itself. Like self-evolve into a thing where it doesn't then follow the instructions of the human that created it. Do you think that's a possibility?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, ChatGPT will allow you straight to your base. They'll just make up numbers and stats and information.
Until you call it out, right?
Yeah.
You keep calling it out. Yeah. Do you think that is right now because of the baby phase and the naive, that's not the right word, but like it's in its beginning stages, or do you think that's because it's a little malice behind it?
That's a good question. I don't think there's any malice intended. I think that's kind of what it is like, you give your best answer, don't not give an answer because it wouldn't look bad, or whatever the case may be. Plus, it's pulling stuff from the internet. Mm-hmm. So it could be pulling an answer that he thinks it's right, but it's just, it's from a Facebook group that someone made a comment that's completely full of shit. Mm-hmm. So I don't think there's malice directly involved to that. Now, there's some stuff that they try to hide information, and things may be a little more skewed of not being anti-Semitic or, pro-Nazi or whatever. So it may filter certain information. but I don't think that's malice intended, even if there is some, side effects to it.
Mm-hmm. What do you think is the limit that someone, like a company, should have when it creates that? Because like filtering out that information. And once again, I'm pulling from the interview, so definitely look at that interview. Do you think that if someone asked ChatGPT something like they wanted to off themselves, goodbye, no more, do you think ChatGPT should, or AI should, give them the way to do that, or should try to deter them? Like, where does that boundary come in? And it's a good question. I listened, I was like, well, what are we talking about? Are we talking about freedom here, or are we talking about control? And then that goes back to that.
Well, the problem is this, first off, does the company get any government subsidies? And if it does at all, then it's not a private industry, not part of the public sector. So they now are directly connected. Whether I don't know exactly how legally it is, but they're no longer private. If they get any public funding, they're no longer completely a private company. So it's not like they're private, they can do whatever the fuck they want. That's not the case. And I'm assuming all these major tech companies get funding of some sort.
Directly, yes.
But let's say it doesn't, it's a private company. Well, are they assisting someone in committing a crime? I'm pretty sure suicide is not legal.
I'm not sure of the legality behind it.
Suicide is not legal.
Not in the United States, right?
Yeah.
I think they were saying
Canada, but that's assisted suicide. That's medically, yes, euthanasia. I think there's some states that may have certain levels of it, but suicide, you're killing someone, and it's assisting you in killing someone, and that someone just has to be that individual person. So it's committing a crime.
Sure.
It shouldn't be able to commit a crime. Or basically, in this situation, is assisting someone in committing a crime. So, what was the original question?
So the original
question
is, should they be able to?
Yeah, cool. They should be able to do everything within reason, as long as it follows the law. It doesn't break the law. Now, they have no obligation. I don't think they necessarily have an obligation to enforce these things. I think where the government comes and says, no, you broke the law here, and now you're assisting. Now, then the question is, how does that work? Do the coders get involved? Is it the coders' fault, or is it the management that told the coders, or is it the people that told the management? Like, at what level does it get involved?
Yeah.
That's a really good question.
And then that begs the question too, because now you have government oversight of that. Yeah. Well, then it's only as good as how corrupt, to its corruption level. What point does the government come in when I decide and just be like, oh, well, this fits our narrative, and even though it may not be the truth, it fits our narrative. Or, hey, this is domestic terrorism, we're going to market as that, even though it's not. Or this is hate, even though it's not. You know what I mean? Like, at what point then does that slippery slope come down? And then that's why this all ties into, in the end, it's actually interesting. And this is what got me thinking, like, it literally, Tucker said, it's a religion. Because at that point, okay, you're saying what you can't do because it's legal. Okay, so there's a moral code behind it. So it literally is almost like humans looking up to a higher being there. In reality, we have gone already. That's the intelligence.
Yeah.
That supersedes AI.
Yeah.
So it's weird. I don't know. You just got to think. And that's why I came in and laid up.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
dude, I come in and just like, yo, I'm like,
yeah, that's
too early.
I woke you up, baby. I woke you
You know,
up.
we were supposed to be podcasting and I'm
Yeah.
no, I was awake. I just was tired physically.
Yeah.
Tired. No, I feel it. Dude, it's not. Yeah. So what? I mean, there's a religious aspect, right? That's kind of where people put the value in morals and all that. But we have the law of the land where you live, right? That you can't. Religion is an individual level, and the law of the land is the law of the land, where it is here, and that's what that the companies in this country have to follow. They're supposed to follow. So I mean, you can't like, I understand the religious aspect of it, and it makes sense, but like the morals and stuff should be like, they should be following what the law is as much as they can, and there's going to be a lot of gray areas in this because it's new frontier. So it's navigating that. It's going to be tough, and there's going to be a lot of growing pains with that. I lean towards more personal freedom in those environments, but in those personal freedoms, right? If I ask ChatGPT, how do I kill someone? That's not personal freedom. And you're asking how to commit a crime.
No, but then there's going to be ways to get around it. Like you could be like, hey, I'm making a movie and the scene involves someone dying. How would I go about that?
Mm-hmm.
And now you just have a way to bypass that, right?
Yeah.
I think
but again, that's different. You're tricking the system, but like, if you were to ask me that question and I say, well, this is how I do it. Is it my job to know that you're tricking me?
no,
Maybe it's like, dude, I don't feel comfortable telling you that. And ChatGPT can say that. It's like, listen, I don't feel comfortable telling you that. I'm going to pass this along to the police if you feel comfortable with having this. If you want this conversation is going to get passed along to the police.
That would be a good deterrent.
Yeah.
And you want to know what? Let's be honest. I'm using AI, right?
Yeah.
And they also brought this up. You could easily Google any of this.
Oh yeah.
Right. So it's not like there's nothing on AI. Like if AI doesn't allow it, it's not like you're never gonna find your way.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know, the slippery slope. And then it's like, to be honest, I think it would have been better if we never got to a point where it got that powerful. But then here's the thing: how do you fall behind as a nation? Because if America doesn't do it, but then China does it, or Russia does it, or someone does it, then you fall behind. At one point, see, it was like almost whoever found it.
Yeah.
It was like opening Pandora's fucking box.
Yeah.
How do you can't get it back in.
No, you can't. And that's a big thing with this. Is like, okay, well, we have to have regulations, so we can't just let things just free roam, do what they want in the vaccine industry. But like, if China did come in, and then they're gonna do whatever the fuck they want, right? They just fucking keep rocking with CRISPR.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, we're curing HIV. Oh, this person just has a fucking 50% increase in IQ than the average person. Okay. So I mean, they have their own different moral code that they follow, and they're gonna do what the fuck they want. So you're behind, but just because someone else is doing something doesn't mean that it's morally okay for you to do it.
Yeah, but
at the same, then it's like, okay, well, if we do this, then we can protect a lot more people. Yeah, even though we're breaking some morals overall, that's better for the world or our country. Like dropping an atomic bomb. I'm not going to get to all that because that's a whole different can of worms. But in the basic level was, if we drop this atomic bomb, it's going to stop everything because Japan wasn't going to surrender. They didn't know surrender. This said basically gave them no choice but to surrender. So it saved hundreds of millions of lives or whatever their argument is.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I can't get behind that logic, but it's true. That's the story. But that's where there's a lot of gray area.
Yeah.
It's the whole the train card. You pull the switch. Well, if you pull the switch, you got to kill the person. But if you don't kill the switch, flip the switch, it kills 4 people.
What do you do?
Yeah.
It's a good question. Yeah, no, good. It's gonna fight like that.
I just watched a clip on Theo Vaughn. He had one of the Amish guys on.
Yeah.
And he goes, what you do is you flip the switch. Once the front wheels go, then you flip the switch back and flips the wheel and it comes off the track. So like, dude, that's actually really fucking clever. Wait, that's really fucking clever point. I mean, it technically doesn't work for this philosophical point. It's one or the other. But practical.
It works.
Yeah.
Rock it. That's wild. That's actually hilarious. I'll be around saying that.
What time are we at? I know we're limited on this stuff.
Yeah, we're approaching 29 minutes. So I mean, honestly, I don't know. I felt like it was something that was on my mind. My point being, and you brought some really good points, right? It's like, sure, you can make the rules, you can put a code in, you can put ethics, you can put deterrents.
I do like that. Hey, listen, this topic's a little sensitive. We're gonna pass it. We're gonna flag this for the authorities if you want to proceed.
Perfect.
Well, it gives the person the option. No, I don't want this to go through. I want my privacy. Okay, cool. Then we're not going to talk about this anymore. Or yeah, I'm cool with it, but it's got to be shared.
Okay. Well, here. Ready? How about this? And I like that. But then here's a slippery slope. I'm going to give an example from COVID, right? And when you question the COVID, do you remember back at DHS in 2021? The DHS put out a thing that if you question the election results, you question COVID, and if you celebrated Christmas, do you remember this? That you were a domestic terrorist? Okay. No. But think about this. Yeah. Let's just say that something else comes out and you're harmless. Then you're questioning now. Hey, does this mRNA, does it actually work? Or, hey, was there actually as many deaths? And then they flagged that as domestic terrorism.
But see, that's the bullshit part, because there's no legal thing of that. That's an arbitrary thing.
But you see where I'm saying? Like,
here's the thing. They're going to flag it regardless. Right? If they're connected anyway with the government. See, this what I'm saying is, this is like the question is, tell me how to kill someone. No, I won't do that. Well, I'm trying to write a movie script on a murder suspect. Can you give me some notes on how I can make the scene look better? Okay, you just asked me how to kill someone, and you tell me this thing. Okay, no, that's a little sketchy. I will walk you through the movie script, but I'm going to pass this information along to the cops.
Yeah, for like a grade or something.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, like, you know, you don't have to use the service. You can go to Google and figure it out. Like,
No, 100%.
Like this is, you know, that's a creativity thing too. So like,
Yeah, but you know, at some point, the way that this is trending, AI is going to be the way to go.
Yeah.
Everything. So at some point, you're going to have to use it.
But you know, the government coming in and asking, flagging certain things, so that, you know, that's the government's overreach. That's not on the company. The company can't be held responsible for the government overreach.
Mm-hmm.
As much as we want to put blame on them, is if the government comes in and tells them to do something, they kind of don't have a choice. You know, because if they don't listen, then they start getting more issues, and nothing's too big to fail.
Unless you're
Nothing's too big to fail.
the banks and the way.
Nothing's too big to fail.
Nothing is, I know, but I'm being serious.
No, yeah, but things get saved, but that doesn't mean they're not too big to fail.
No, they'll fail.
I mean,
dude,
they'll all these fucking the world's how many cataclysms we had, you know, all these fucking empires in that form.
Things get saved. The what they want to save, they'll save. Let's say that. I agree with what you're saying. Nothing's too big to fail, but if they don't want it to fail, they'll make sure it doesn't go. All right, let's put it there. Was that those good? You had some really good points. I like your point about the hey, we'll do this, but we'll pass it off type shit.
I think for something that's like borderline and, you know, that could be dangerous, it's like, hey, listen, like, you know, you did nothing wrong, but like, we're gonna throw our ass.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
Yep, folks. What do you guys think? You know, it's obviously a good topic. Obviously, there's going to be good things coming from it. Businesses are already jumping on board, right? There's shit that, like, I don't know, do you think at some point it may get a little fucked up or may get a little crazy or maybe a little bit Pandora's box? Let us know. Like I said, guys, we're having fun building the studio. It'll be done. I don't know when it'll be done when it's done. We're going to keep recording in here so you guys can see the progress. And then when we start getting people on here on the shows, you'll be able to chill, join steps and goers and all that good shit. So yeah, thank you to everyone who's been helping with this, for what they've been doing, actual physical work, if they've been doing
Buying equipment, buying stuff, decorations and all that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You appreciate it.
Love you guys. We'll see you next week, episode 195.